Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? We got a brand new video for you today. We're going to be talking about the Phoenix Force, but we're bringing Nimrod back into Phoenix Force with the card that everyone has been talking about for the past week, Kid Omega, which, by the way, I think it's not necessarily the Kid Omega itself that people are fully upset about. I believe it's the premise of locking a card like that behind a paywall, because I know not a lot of people like to play Destroy anyway, so looking at the card's text. But I decided to put him into a Nimrod Phoenix Force list and kind of test it out, see how it would do, and honestly, it felt pretty good having another just Destroy enabler, whether it is for the move cards or saving it for later for the Nimrod value. It added some different layers to Phoenix Force, which already as is has a lot of different lines that you kind of need to play around, or it gives you different combo opportunities in order to maximize if you don't hit the curve you really want to, since this is a combo heavy list. But enough talk about the overview. Let's go ahead and jump right into this and explain everything. As we go over this, the main focal points of this list is going to, of course, be the Phoenix Force and Kid Omega. If you guys did not know, Phoenix Force is a card that works with your graveyard. Whenever a card is destroyed, it is sent into your graveyard. Phoenix Force revives said card. If you have multiple cards in your graveyard, Phoenix Force chooses one of those multiple cards to revive. So keep that in mind. If you want to destroy a bunch of things, more often than not in Phoenix Force, you're destroying maybe one or two things. You're maybe setting up a Human Torch on the same lane as a multiple man in order to have one or the other be revived. But I feel like in a lot of different instances, it is very kind of matchup dependent. In some instances, you know your opponent is going to have a Killmonger, so you're going to play more into the multiple man line. In other instances, you're not like, you know what, I just want a large, big vertical power, so I play into the Human Torch, since the Human Torch does continue to double every single time it moves, plus when it merges with the Phoenix Force itself, it gets set to 7 power, so then if you move it, that doubles instead of just base 2 power Human Torch doubling and doubling and doubling. So just keep that in mind prospectively. Also, if you want to play more into the Nimrod aspect of this, you haven't hit the move curve you were looking for. If you do destroy Nimrod, the first Nimrod you do destroy does go into your graveyard, so you can revive that Nimrod with Phoenix Force. Thus, you would get an 11-powered Nimrod as the Phoenix Force that you can then carnage into something else, or maybe even you haven't activated Kid Omega yet, or you have an extra turn, so you can use Kid Omega for that. I'm not in a form like a full believer that you have to have Kid Omega in this list. It does definitely benefit you. I don't think this is necessarily a must-have card right now. But if you do enjoy playing Destroy, I think it is a good card to have, and it allows some versatility into some other styles of play of Destroy, so you're not just playing maybe just classic Destroy. Like, using this in Phoenix Force did feel nice, but I still think you could run something like a Deathlock. Of course, they don't work the same exact way, whereas with Kid Omega, it automatically destroys the next card you play at that turn. Keep in mind, it is turn specific. It isn't something you can activate one turn and then play onto the next turn. It is only on the exact turn you activate Kid Omega, which I ran into that issue actually while I was trying to play and take, footage for this deck itself. And I messed up, and streamer didn't read card. So that happened there. But we also do have the Symbiote Spider-Man in this list, which is very interesting to help also get some of these combo curves out, or just combos out. So also keep in mind, if Symbiote Spider-Man does merge with the Phoenix Force, by the way, unless this was the last card you were playing, it does not move. So just keep that in mind. There's a way it works, because it's not the exact same card that was kind of revived. It kind of like happened the same way when Symbiote Spider-Man first came out, and you were trying it with Phoenix Force. That still does not work with Phoenix Force. Now, if you have Symbiote Spider-Man on the board, and then you play Human Torch, just base Human Torch onto Symbiote Spider-Man, and you've activated Symbiote Spider-Man, and then Ghost Spider him to move him, then you actually will be able to get the Human Torch power onto your Symbiote Spider-Man with its ability, and be able to double its power with the Symbiote Spider-Man. So that is a 9-power card, doubling, going to 18 power. So keep in mind, it does not work the same way with the Phoenix Force as it does with a just card itself. But if you do have Phoenix Force on the board and then you activate Symbiote Spider-Man, as long as you don't try to move Symbiote Spider-Man after you've activated, it does work. It works with the multiple man, it works with the Human Torch, giving you that extra layer of protection against those Killmongers So, like, I'm telling you, there's so many different ways you can kind of, like, set up this list that I think really adds a lot of value to it. It helped me into a bunch of tougher matchups to kind of just maximize my output, being able to guess what they're going to be able to do and kind of either surprise them a little bit or make it so they can't fight for each and every lane. But let's go ahead and jump right into what the list looks like, and then we will break down each card individually. So here's what we have on screen. It's pretty much a typical Phoenix Force list, except we are running Symbiote Spider-Man and Kid Omega and Nimrod, which is not something you've been seeing, honestly, in a lot of Phoenix Force lists recently. You've been seeing more Penny Parker. You've been seeing Doctor Strange. You've been seeing Heimdall. Maybe you've been seeing Zola. There's a world where you have Zola back in this list, having the Zola to be able to have an opportunity to get more Nimrods across the board, or also to get Human Torch across the board, because Human Torch, not like Multiple Man, where Multiple Man makes copies of the Phoenix Force across the board that you can move around. It's only a singular card that you're moving around then and there. So you can maybe have Zola as one of those options. And just keep that in mind as a potential substitute. Aranya also could be maybe another, like, destroy card. Maybe you want to take out Aranya if you don't have Aranya and you want to do maybe the Deathlock. If you don't have Kid Omega, maybe you want to actually do Doctor Strange and play more into some of the movement kind of tech there. If you don't want to do Symbiote Spider-Man, you have the Penny Parker. Like, there's a couple different ways you can kind of just mess around with this. You could still do Shuri Nimrod if that's something you're into as well. I'm not really into the whole Shuri into Nimrod into Phoenix Force right now at the moment. I think it's okay, like, Shuri into Nimrod and, like, the Destroy Kid Omega list. I think that's totally valid, totally applicable. There's maybe, if you want to do that instead of Symbiote Spider-Man, totally feel free. I just like the Symbiote Spider-Man to have that as an additional line for my movement cards, not just totally pouring into the Nimrod itself. With Phoenix Force, keep in mind, if you do want to do Shuri, Shuri doubles the power of Phoenix Force, not the card it merges with. So Shuri would double that 5 power on Phoenix Force and make it 10 power. It does not double the Human Torch or the Multiple Man, making it 14 or making it 16 power. So just keep that in mind when it comes to if you all want to do Shuri instead. But let me show you why we have each card in this list individually. So starting off, first and foremost, we do have Aranya in this list. Aranya is going to be a movement card we're either using for the Phoenix Force, Human Torch, Symbiote Spider-Man, Multiple Man, potentially even Nimrod. Like, this is just a really good enabling card to either get you into lanes, continue some of your combos, or give pace power to some of your cards. Moving this with a Human Torch, of course, gets this to 6 power, so then when you destroy it, you're spawning a Human Torch with 6 power opposed to just 2 power, so you get even more value when you're moving this. Same with a Multiple Man. The difference with the Multiple Man is it does add another Multiple Man originally to that side of the board. So your Multiple Man, you have a 2/4 Multiple Man because Aranya adds 1 power to the card and moves it to the right, and that'll be a copy of the original Multiple Man. Wherever you moved from the Aranya kind of activation, as well as a new 2/4 Multiple Man, you're using this, I feel like, a lot either if you have a great curve and you want to get the Human Torch big, you use this to be able to get your Human Torch massive. Or otherwise, I like using this a lot for Phoenix Force, especially if I've merged with a Multiple Man. If it's merged with a Torch too, it's an additional movement the same exact turn that you do play your Phoenix Force, which is really nice, giving you an additional body or an additional Phoenix Force if it's with Multiple Man, or an already double onto your Human Torch as soon as you do summon it with Phoenix Force. Next, of course, we do have Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider you're using in this list mainly after you have used Phoenix Force to move a card around. You can also use this as a tech piece with your Symbiote Spider-Man. Symbiote Spider-Man moving with a Human Torch or moving with a Multiple Man, allowing you to be able to get 2 Symbiote Spider-Mans on the board because it merged with the last card you played being Multiple Man before the Ghost Spider. Like I said, it still does not really work with Phoenix Force. It does work with a move card getting merged to Symbiote Spider-Man and then hitting it with Ghost Spider. It doesn't work the same way with the interaction after the Phoenix Force card then merges with the Symbiote Spider-Man and then moves. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to do Ghost Spider. But you're using this to either get into other lanes, to be able to get other movements for your Phoenix Force card. It is also potentially good with Nimrod, moving Nimrod off of the location it was just played at, to be able to set up potential destroy moves, so your opponent has to kind of guess differently where exactly that Nimrod power is going to land. Next, of course, you have Human Torch, one of your main cards you're trying to hit with Phoenix Force. A good hit for Hulkbuster, a good hit for Aranya, a good card kind of just to destroy in general. You have a couple different movement options, even having Nico being able to move your card to the right to be able to get some Human Torch value, adding power to Human Torch, destroying Human Torch with a Nico draw 2. Like, there's a lot of just good reasons to be running this, and it just works really well. And Phoenix Force is one of like the key components you'll see in the list if you're not going into like the Nimrod stuff. Next, of course, we have Nico. Love Nico in this list because she is a Swiss Army knife, potentially turning some of your movement cards into a demon if you need that extra power on the board, moving your cards to the right, whether it's a Phoenix Force, whether it is potentially a Nimrod, whether it is potentially just a destroy card. Like, there's a bunch of different options there for the movement. You know, destroying a card to draw 2. Destroying Hulkbuster, destroying Nimrod, destroying Multiple Man, destroying Human Torch. Like, just being able to draw more cards is just so beneficial, especially if your opponent is unable to do so as well. You'll be 2 cards technically ahead of them unless they have other means to draw cards themselves. You also have the change location. Nico times 2 is honestly a great card to actually destroy and do Phoenix Force things with. If you had Zola in this list especially, you get even more immense value. Because Nico, when she is destroyed, whatever she is revived with Phoenix Force is the spell she was destroyed with. So if she is destroyed with Draw 2, she will destroy herself with Phoenix Force. So just keep that in mind when you're going through destroying Nico. If she's Nico Draw 2, or not Draw 2, Nico times 2, she doubles to 4 power, merges with Phoenix Force, and then doubles again. So she goes to 9 power to 18 power. And like I said with the Zola as well, if you had Zola to her, she would go to 36 power. So you have that. You also have the change location, adding power to cards. Like, this card is just really solid for this list, giving you some flexibility and helping you hit some of these combo plays you more often than not maybe need to hit because you have bricked and you don't have the right combo in hand. She also adds a copy of a card to your hand. Next, of course, you have Kid Omega. Kid Omega, you know, activate, destroys the next card you played that turn specifically. I don't think you have to have Kid Omega in this list, but he does help this list. I definitely think it plays really well into the Nimrod version. So if you wanted to play a more classical Phoenix Force, you probably don't do Kid Omega and you do something like a Doctor Strange. Next, of course, you have Carnage. It is a destroy card. Simple as that. You're playing Phoenix Force. You're destroying a bunch of cards. Maybe you're destroying Nimrod. Maybe you're trying to just destroy some clutter on the board. You have Carnage. Next, you have Hulkbuster. This is a very interesting card. So, using Hulkbuster onto your Human Torch before you destroy it makes it so when the Human Torch comes back, it has the extra power. You could also use this just regularly onto Human Torch, regularly onto Multiple Man. So Multiple Man, you get a copy. Like, if you were to move Multiple Man is what I'm saying here. You move Multiple Man after this happens, and then you get 2 Multiple Man on the board with 6 power. Human Torch, like I was saying, well, this also is a really good destroy card. In the sense where you just tempo destroy this, and then you merge this with Human Torch, or you merge this with Multiple Man, and they become the Phoenix Force. Because this is the card that you've destroyed, when it grabs onto another card, it thus is a new card. Which is why the same way it works with Symbiote Spider-Man, not Symbiote Spider-Man merging with the Phoenix Force card more often than not, but in the sense where Symbiote Spider-Man merges with a new card and then you can move that card, is what I'm saying here. So this also works really well just into just move stuff, which is kind of what I'm saying, because the merging, like I said, it becomes a new card. Hulkbuster makes your card a new card, which is why it works also with like Sinister London. Whenever you have a Hulkbuster merge onto a new card, it becomes an entirely new card in general. Next, of course, we do have the Multiple Man, and I was talking about one of the main, targets for the Phoenix Force, especially into some of those trickier matchups with Killmonger. You kind of go more into Multiple Man, or if you really need a bunch of power across the board and you know that's something you need to do into this matchup, you have Multiple Man. You decide between Multiple Man or Torch, or in this situation, also potentially Nimrod. Next, of course, you have Venom. You have Venom to also destroy stuff like Carnage, but Venom you're kind of using to keep the power, whereas Carnage gets set to 8 power kind of no matter what, unless it has other bonuses in the location or from a Nico or from an Aranya. Venom is just that card that consumes the card and keeps that power, so you're using this more for a Nimrod, or if you need to kind of declutter a lane of, multiple men, maybe they're trying to do step 2 for Dormammu and trying to steal as much power as possible, or you're facing Affliction and you want to take as many cards off the board to decrease the power of Ajax. You can use Venom as like a tech piece in that. But really, it's like you're destroying some of the bigger cards because you want Venom to be big as well. Next, we're talking about the Phoenix Force. You merge this with a large variety of different cards in this list. The Nico ×2, the Hulk Buster, not really Symbiote Spider-Man, but Nimrod, Human Torch, Multiple Man. Like, you have a bunch of different cards you can just merge into this. And you can also use this as just a tech piece to get out of situations. It doesn't have to be the combo move cards, like, for certain. Like, it really kind of just depends on what the board is looking like. But, like, this is most definitely your win con in this list. And next, of course, Symbiote Spider-Man, merging with your move cards. Merging with Nimrod, so Nimrod starts at 13 power when you destroy it, so you get Symbiote Spider-Man's at 13 across the board, is also really, really nice. Using it as a combo move piece for your Multiple Man, for your Human Torch, it feels just like a solid card. There is also the Symbiote Spider-Man bundle out right now, which I like the variant, but I'm not saying buy Symbiote Spider-Man bundle. I'm not saying that. The value is pretty good, but you don't have to spend money on this game. You don't have to. They might tell you have to spend money because some of these cards, season pass cards, be a little crazy. So, weird kind of just a junction there. But Symbiote Spider-Man, you have a lot of different versatility with this card in general, but it doesn't have to be Symbiote Spider-Man. If you want to pour more into Iron Lad, Heimdall, Hulkling, Jet was playing some Hulkling, Zola. You just have a bunch of different options there to be able to do with Symbiote Spider-Man. And then, of course, Nimrod. You have another Destroy card, so you have a bunch of different ways to just get power on the board. So if you don't have the move Phoenix Force line, you have Nimrod to kind of do things. So simple as that. Just to get power across the board, power elsewhere. Just one of those other just potential combo pieces in this list. But that's going to be the general gist of Phoenix Force itself. We're going to jump right into some gameplay that we got on stream from not yesterday at the time recording. Or the time of recording this was yesterday, but not from yesterday, from the other day, which I had an incredible run. We went 7-1 in Conquest. We went from silver up until gold 3 twice. Lost on gold 3 to a stream sniper. Like, I kid you not, we straight up did get stream snipe. And then we also got an infinity ticket by the end of it. So it was a really, really solid just climb and night through Conquest. I didn't really want to play the hot location. The hot location just didn't feel like that fun to me. But we're going to jump straight into gameplay. If you guys do enjoy the video, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Let me know down below. Do you guys enjoy playing Phoenix Force? Or what is your favorite way to play move? And I will see you guys at the end of the video. We have Kinlan again. We have Phoenix Force in hand. If I get a destroy card, I'll snap again. I'll snap this though. Or if I get a move card, I snap actually. What's going on, Leo? Welcome in. Welcome in, King. No, my game is completely stuttering right now, chump. It is bad. It is a bad. Dagger, torch. Oh, this could be really interesting, actually. This could be really, really interesting. So I do get torch value. The thing is, I think I'm actually going to go Symbiote Spider-Man stuff here. They beast. They'll beast into Toxin. They have a Rania. So I do this, that. They have dagger middle. Okay. Strange moves Torch over. And they Sage. So Sage goes here. Yeah, I was about to say. They do not have enough power there, buddy. They are snapping me into Dream Dimension. I have Multiple Man. They have Ravona. Oh. Oh. It is. What is this game? No way. That's crazy. That's crazy. We get freaking Fisk Tower, man. That is so dirty, bro. That is so dirty. Okay, do we think they have the null iteration of this or nah? Do we think they have null? Yay or nay? Yay or nay? They have Gore. Big Gore, Mystique. We get the Nimrod. We move it middle into Hulkbuster, which also merges on the Nimrod. Can they beat that much power?
I am Iron Man.
I actually... If I do this, that... It's like Sage Task. Or Sage Task here. I think it's worth just trying to find out if they are running null or not, is what my thought process is here. Wong, oh, it's Wong Sage. Wait. We do have the power here. Okay. We have Kid Omega. We have Multiple Man. They have Mr. Negative stuff. We're off to a good start. We are off to a good start here. Project Pegasus. Ooh. Ooh, this is crazy. Mr. Negative. Psylocke. Does... I think this activates before this happens, right? So I do this. Or... Husky with the raid! How are we doing, Mr. Puppies? Welcome in, Husky! It is good to see all of you guys. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Wong. Okay. I think it's just this. I think it's just that. Let's see. How was your stream, Husky? Okay, so... Wait, I think this is... This is what I was trying to do! What's going on, Helkin? Welcome in, brother. Welcome in, baby. It is so good to see you. We always get Phoenix Force here, right? Always get Phoenix Force. Hello, Alloy. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Do I? That is a very, very bold question, Helkin. Very, very bold question. I do, yes. We get the big 18-powered symbiote Spider-Man Force. 19-powered symbiote Spider-Man Force. My bad. My bad. I think this is pretty good into negative. Pretty good. I have a lot of power to throw across the board. I have a lot of power to throw across the board. So I do this, that. That. So I have two spots here. They have Iron Man Mystique. You draw Carnage? No, we don't need Carnage here. They have Iron Man Mystique. So I'm giving left. Or I'm adding a little bit of power left, and then I'm just putting power everywhere else. This should be good. They do have every single negative card. Every single card from their deck. So... we have a lot of power middle. A lot of the same power middle. Gore. Iron Man. Mystique. Sage. And that is not going to be enough, my friend. That is not going to be enough. And I don't hate this still. They Glad. Glad gives me Nico with Demon, which makes it a 50-50. Okay. It makes it a 50-50. I have to plan out for the either Negasonic now or the Wiccan. I don't know. I don't know. Like, of course, normally I would play here, and they probably expect me to play here. So I play here. Yeah. We get the Nico into Demon. Okay. You think it's time to leave? What do you mean? It's not time to leave. We get Nimrod onto Negasonic. Yeah, it's not time to leave. No! Not quite yet, my friend. Not quite yet. Well, the thing is, this card gets destroyed, so it can't get Aranyad. It can't get Aranyad. That was cheeky. That was really cheeky by them. Bamboozled by the chi. Turn one Zabu. We're saving Aunt May's for the next move here. Well, but like chi into a Kid Omega deck, Paka. Like what is happening? What is happening? I mean, it is Conquest, but... Galacta. All right, what we got? Oh, okay. So we don't get the curve that we want, but we do get Hulkbuster onto the multiple man here. Can this go left? Left, left, left. No, that is not what we wanted, my friends. Not great, the Bob. Surge, bro. They're also getting some pretty rough stuff. They do have extra energy, which is unfortunate for us. They get a better Galacta. I think it's this, actually. Make them play a 50-50. I think it's this. Because they're going to Kid Omega and try and get... Well, let me math this out here, actually. Nimrod. You can't Nimrod Elixir, but Nimrod, they get to 20. Is it ever? I don't know. You think they Shang-Chi, right? They could also just Shang-Chi, right? That's true. That is true. They sim Venom. Oh, that's awesome, B-Dog. Nice. They had one card in hand. Honestly, I think we did. I think we spread our power pretty cool. Like, it was a cool play there too with the Kid Omega. Pulling Kid Omega left so I could get extra power in the left lane, and I lost 1 point of power from where Kid Omega was here. Yeah, we're playing just kind of like standard Phoenix Force, but I'm putting Symbiote Spider-Man back in the list for some other different lines here, which is what I like. It's kind of similar to like what we hit Infinite with like multiple seasons ago. I do like this aspect of keeping Torch on the board for Symbiote into this matchup specifically. More often than not, you're probably not gonna be like doing what we're doing here. Nico, draw 2 on Carmitage, only works 1 time. But that's a really good condition for them. I'm going to go multiple men right here. Yo, equal 27. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the kingdom. What have we been thinking, Justin? We're setting this up for just things here. Is this about to be Hood? Oh, Bucky. Immediate destroy in... Oh, wait. Are they about to do... Are they about to do what I think they're about to do? Yo, Rez, what's going on, King? How you doing, bro? Dormammu. Does Dormammu get it twice? No, Dormammu doesn't get it twice because it's only 1 card destroyed. Never mind. That could have been actually kind of crazy, right? Bro, we're doing great, Rez. Absolutely fantastic. Even better now that you're here. Even better. Yo, we get death? Hey, yo. Who doesn't play Silver Surfer? See you after. Bro, Justin, we had another person come and stream today. Did you time them out or did you ban them, Metallico? Did you time them out or ban them? What was it? It was so funny. Oh, you deleted the message. It was L for having Kid Omega. Imagine supporting a company that doesn't care about their players and forces $100. I was like, homie, what? I said, what just happened? I said, is this actually a thing? Like, I get it. Wait, this'll work the way I want it to, right? So, we have a crazy setup here, I'm thinking. I'm going to go Symbiote Spider-Man into Kid Omega Arania. Yeah, Red Snapper's the freaking GOAT. The GOAT is here, man. X-23. I didn't realize they were already on Dormammu. I'll be honest. I didn't even realize Dormammu was coming down immediately. Yeah, I didn't actually know that was happening. Oh, and that goes off twice? What? Oh, that's pain. That is pain. Holy. They have another one, though, so they get Dormammu. Wait, no, Dormammu doesn't even come back, right? Because he's just in their graveyard? That's unfortunate. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna destroy Nimrod. And then we get one... I think we just get one Nimrod here. Well... Let me do... Yeah, we're about to set... We're about to set some stuff up here. So it's gonna be... Ghost Spider brings death back. So I'm gonna do this, that, activate Kid Omega into... Nimrod, activate Symbiote Spider-Man, and go Burr. Please tell me they'll let me play out this turn, though. Okay. So, Death, Ghost Spider. We activate Nimrod. Nimrod goes here. Into Symbiote. Spider-Man onto Venom. Which then blows up Nimrod again. Which gives me Nimrod there and there. I think that's the play. We'll see. Death. Hood. Into Carnage. I think we're just good. But that's kind of what I was just like trying to set up here. And Venom. Actually, Venom could get crazy. But yeah, that we were trying to set up. We had all sorts of different stuff over here. Let's go. We got all the homies in chat watching this too. They did destroy 6 cards in one game. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you guys did stick around to the very end, let me know down below. Like I said, we're double checking here. Do you guys enjoy playing Phoenix Force? Do you guys enjoy playing move? What is your go-to style of move? And yeah, I really appreciate you guys with all the love and support. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the Dormammu video. I'm trying to do more like explanative kind of videos to be more in depth and like deep dive into like why we're doing stuff and explain the reasoning, opposed to just kind of glossing over stuff. But yeah, it's been great just to be back on the grind. And yeah, it's been real. God bless and Tucker out.